Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearthstone. This is Quoth, and I'm just getting ready to play a little bit more. Now as you can see there are some new quests here, Rogue and Warrior Victory and Spellmaster. Now Warrior, I'd rather not build a Warrior deck until I actually have Grummash Hellscream, so I'm not going to try that, but I might actually try breaking out the Rogue here for a few quick matches and see if we can get a couple victories to maybe complete those quests. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We will load up Coincidence and see if we can get back to level 12 in Ranked. We were there for a little bit, and it's been a couple episodes since we got back there, and you know what they say. I mean, 12 is the highest I've ever gotten, and I got knocked back down, so maybe that's for a reason. But always strive to be better, right? Shoot for those stars. So we're gonna go for 11, and I don't think we're gonna get it this time around. But the next step in that ladder is to get to 12, and then if we can get to 12 and get a win here or 2 wins, then we can. We'll hopefully get to 11 in the next episode. So, one game at a time.
The light shall bring
and I think
victory.
we have a pretty good matchup here against the Priest. I think that the Rogue does actually trade very well with the Priest. I'd much rather be against a Priest right now than a Hunter. So we're going to actually keep what we have in hand and see what we can work with here. So we're going to get the first turn.
Job's done.
Not very exciting as far as this is concerned, since we have absolutely nothing we can play. Maybe look a little, like we're contemplating, and I guess it's okay to be polite.
The pleasure is mine.
And I'm just gonna end my turn here and let the Squidgerer decide what he wants to do here. It's a very ominous name, the Squidgerer. I'm sure he's he spent all day thinking about it. So he's gonna summon an Ancient Watcher. That's quite frankly a pretty common priest card. You can easily heal him, and it only takes 1 Iron Begowl to make him a 4/5 attacker on turn 2. So we're going to hope he doesn't do that. That would be the worst possible scenario for us. And we're going to summon that Bagel and see what we can do about getting a card advantage. Now if he turns him into an attacker this turn and attacks Pagel, then we're never getting a chance to draw with him, and I'm guessing that's what he's going to do.
You love my new recipe.
Nope, he's going to use Crazed Alchemist, which I actually have not seen too often in most decks, but I'll say well played just because of the fact that it takes a ballsy sort of person to run one of those in your deck, because unless it either works or it doesn't, and I think the Priest deck is pretty much the only deck where it can work. So I approve of it. I'm sure he probably has some like Gurubashi Berserkers or something in his deck, and a lot of Ancient Watchers apparently, so. So I could see this kind of situation spiraling out of control very quickly, and that does scare me a little bit. I am going to
Mind if I roll me?
do what I can to try to kind of just keep myself in the game board-wise. Now, the good news is he could turn both of these into taunts, but he can't turn both of them into... Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, man, that is unfortunate. Now he's going to get the draw out of it. Well... Oh, my goodness. Okay, so... This is probably the worst start that we could possibly ever have in this circumstance. That's just being completely honest. I am going to summon an Aggregate. Now, obviously, he can kill him, but if he does, then we'll be able to kill him back. And we're in kind of a tight spot regardless, so we need to put some monsters out on the board. We might lose right here, because he just had one of the best starts ever. Because I have nothing I can do to deal with this. He doesn't even bother playing any cards right now, because he knows I can't deal with it. This is kind of a godsend of a card. So the fact that we drew this means that we can kill this with pretty much no repercussions. And we'll just get an extra damage in on him. I'm sure he'll have something that he can use to destroy Argent Commander next turn, but that was all we really needed him for, was to get that one out of the 2 out of the way.
I have no time for games.
Okay, so instead of trying to deal with him, he's just going to summon Sylvanas Windrunner, which is fine. No real issue there. The question just becomes what I'm going to do to kind of follow up with it. I'm trying to think if there's a way to kill him, or kill Sylvanas, rather, without actually leaving myself any opportunity for theft. I don't think there is. I think one way or the other, if I summon someone, Sylvanas is going to be able to steal them.
So many options.
So,
Choose soon. So many options. I have no time for games.
Job's done.
we're just going to choose to do absolutely none of the above and just summon our own Sylvanas and see what they can do to deal with it. Now, I have 2 attack minions. He has 1. He can't kill me with Sylvanas. Alright, so he's just going to use that Sylvanas to take mine. So he's completely outplaying me, I think it's safe to say. I don't know if it's just his hand or his deck in general, has been completely tailored to counter every move that I've made so far. And as far as what we can do moving forward, playing around Sylvanas is kind of a pain in the dick.
So many options.
So I don't think we want to play Harvest Golem. Quite frankly, if we do, Harvest Golem is going to he's going to kill it and then steal it. I'm thinking that yeah, I'm thinking that we don't really have a choice.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Here we go.
He's playing a board control game here, so I'm just going to let him try to take board control. If he decides to destroy my, SI7 warrior to take Harvest
Let me
Golem,
change your
I'm not
mind.
really all that mad about that. And I have to admit, it's getting frustrating that every single thing that I've been able to do, he's had a perfect counter for. I mean, there really is no way to combat that. That's just a very frustrating fact of existence here. So, what I'm thinking is that I may just take it on the chin here and kill Sylvanas right now by using my
Here
own
we go.
minion and eviscerate. Alright, and then what I can do is I can summon
Ha, this guy's
SI7
toast.
agent. And then Van Cleef to get myself a 6/6.
Job's done.
And at least give myself a chance at gaining back board control. I mean, at this point, he's probably got a Shadow Word Death to kill Van Cleef right now. Or another Shadow Madness to steal that until the end of the turn.
Shields up.
Alright, I have to admit that could have worked worse. I mean, all things considered, he's most likely going to win. Regardless of what I do here, I will sprint to get 4 cards. Backstab is a solid card as well in this situation.
This is our town, scrub.
Yeah,
I'm just going to give myself the 2 minions to work with here. He is going to win. There is no question about that. I mean, he has 4 damage on the board right now. He only needs to make up 8. And he's going to decide Ysera is the way to do that, which is going to be a very effective strategy, quite frankly. So that's more or less going to be it for us. I can't really think of any way out of this. Well, all I can say is that, although we have gotten completely and totally and utterly schooled, what I can say is that I am now gaining an appreciation for the priest as a class. I think that
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Here we go.
so we get 8 damage on the board right now, just as a given. If he decides to, my guess is he probably has some sort of card in his hand.
Love my new recipe.
Let me change your mind.
Well, now I'm pretty sure he's just being a jerk. I'm pretty sure he could have stolen that 3/2 with Cavil's priest or whatever right there and just attacked me for 10, and then I would have been one hit away from death and had no minions. So I'm fairly sure that he's just toying with me now, which is not a very courteous thing to do. You know, no matter what we end up doing here, I have to go through this guy. I mean, it's just not relevant. I could throw out whatever I want to at this point.
Victory!
You know, I've got
My shield for Argon.
only a prayer of actually winning, and even then not a good one. I just, you know, threw out a taunt here, give myself a chance to not die. He probably doesn't even need to do that. I'm sure he could clear out my entire board right now, but he probably is somewhere safe. Yeah, he's got lethal. So that was a good game for him, a very bad game for me, and I suddenly feel like my rogue deck is either completely outclassed, or that priest just either had the greatest draw ever, or a pretty damn good deck that I just did not appreciate before this moment. We're going to try one more game to see if my rogue is maybe not completely outclassed at this rank. I mean, I feel like I've had some success with him, but that match makes me rethink that quite a bit. I mean, that was absolutely one-sided the whole game. I had no chance at all. I might actually try to construct a deck similar to the one I just saw, with just the mind control and everything else. It's a very frustrating deck to be up against. I'm sure you could hear the frustration in my voice as we were going through the match there.
Valera versus Garrosh.
So that being said, I think that going up against a warrior here might be good for my nerves. If we were up against another priest and I was getting my minion stolen from me, I think I would have probably blown a gasket. We're going to get rid of Argent Commander. He's not a good early game card anyway. And we have a decent starting hand again. We're probably going to be using our dagger a bit, but with Deadly Poison we should be able to take care of most of the early game threats. And, you know, hopefully we can get to the point where we can gain some control over the game, and that's basically what we're looking to do. So,
Armor made to fit.
alright, so she's going to summon Armorsmith. That's perfectly fine. I have no issue against Armorsmith. It is a fairly strong card, to say the least, in terms of, you know, the fact that it does usually gain a fair amount of very quick armor to the person who plays it. So instead of attacking him this turn, we're going to play Harvest Golem by using the coin. And then next turn, I'm going to have enough to summon, use the dagger, and use Deadly Poison, and we should be able to do 4 damage, or 5 damage, you know, 4 damage to him all in one turn, or 5 damage to him all in one turn. Or we could use Backstab as well. But in either case, we don't want to... Like we're going to deal 4 damage to him to kill him anyway. So one way or the other, we do need to give him 4 armor in order to kill this Armorsmith.
Let the pain speak to me.
Actually, it might only be 1 damage in general, so it would be 2 armor if I attacked him twice. Which is actually not too bad. So he's going to do that right now and give him, you know, himself an armor. And when I attack him again, it's going to be 1 more. Now, I'm sensing an interesting strategy. He has an Acolyte of Pain and an Armorsmith, both of which, when taking, you know, when damage is taken, they gain attack. Now, this strikes me as an interesting situation. Now, I'm going to attack him, obviously. He's going to get the armor, so be it. There's nothing else I can do about that in this situation. And I'm thinking I'm going to take care of Acolyte of Pain all at once. and he's gonna get a draw out of it. But it'd be interesting to see if this damage combo is like if there's any more cards that may actually fit into that, and maybe riff off of it. I've never seen a warrior deck use those cards really. I mean, Armorsmith, of course, I shouldn't say that, but in regards to Acolyte of Pain, I don't see it as much with him. But I do see other cards, like enraged cards in warrior decks a lot, so it could be that damage is actually a big factor. And actually, judging by my knowledge of warrior decks, it actually would not be a horrible card. It could be possibly combined with, I forget what it's called, but there's a card, you draw a card for every damaged minion and things like that. There are a lot of good cards that go along with it. So we have 4 mana to spend here. I'm thinking we're going to attack him. And this is kind of something I've learned. Sometimes it's just better to take it on the chin when it comes to your life than actually losing minion advantage. So I'm thinking we're going to do that. And then just to make my life a little easier moving forward, I'll summon Blood Mage Thalnos. That means he can either deal with him this turn, which if he wants to, he can. It's kind of like a soft taunt. Or every one of my cards here is going to deal more damage. I'm going to have 3 damage from Backstab, 2 damage from Fan of Knives, and up to 5 damage with Eviscerate next turn, as long as Thalnos is still out there. Which makes him an extremely valuable card for me, an extremely liable card for him. And if he decides to blow something to kill him, then I feel like I've won the situation. Okay. So interestingly enough, he actually is choosing a slightly different strategy here. So I'm thinking I'm going to chain this into a combo. I'm thinking that I use this to deal 2... No, I can't do that. I think I'd use this to deal 3 damage. Okay, then I'm thinking I use this to deal 5 damage to him.
Here we
Then I'm
go.
going to take 3 damage in the chin. Attack with Thalmos. And now with my remaining 3, I'm going to summon Van Cleef. And now I have a 6/6, and I think that's probably the best move that I could have done there. Taking out both his taunt minion, giving myself a 6/6 on turn 5, and also dealing 5 damage to him to get him back within the range where he's no longer positive armor, and he actually took a little bit of damage.
What now?
Now I'm sure we're probably going to see something around the the realm of an execute here, or next turn an execute. So I'm probably going to want to attack directly with Van Cleef. Part of me feels like the best method might be to play Fan of Knives first and see what happens. So I think I'm going to actually do that. I didn't draw anything that would specifically help me. So I'm going to actually
Here
just attack
we go.
and take the 4 damage on the chin.
Lapdogs! All of you!
This is our town, scrub.
Yeah, beat it.
So now we're gaining a little bit of advantage board-wise. He's going to kill Van Cleef next turn. I'm surprised I even got the single attack in after he did that. So here's the execute I was expecting last turn when he ran out of mana. But now he has 4 cards left, and I have some pretty decent cards in my hand with which to work.
Thirsty.
Okay. So we're going to use an Argent Commander right now.
Victory or death.
And the reason why I did that is because I know he's going to need to take care of him. And my guess is he's going to attack him directly with the Fiery War Axe to do it, because he only has 3 cards in his hand, not a lot to use it with. Which means he's taking 2 damage after the armor. Right on the chin anyway, so if I attacked him directly, it would have been the same difference, but the only difference would have been I wouldn't have been able to kill his creature in one hit. So that's why I did that, just in case anyone was wondering. I am going to summon Harvest Golem here, and I'm going to summon Defender of Argus, and attack for 3 with him. And he's down to 12 HP. So right now, this is kind of the expectation that I originally had for trading with this deck. Just being able to keep up with, you know, whatever they can throw at you. And that seems to be what I've been able to do so far in this scenario.
Armor made to fit.
Granted, his deck may not have been the best deck I've seen in a Warriors, you know, been a long time, but I find that I like the fact that this deck is very unique. I mean, it tends to have cards in it that are more control-based and less rush-based, which is refreshing because a lot of Warriors do not carry decks like that. Alright. So, interestingly enough, he pretty much goes to town. So we have 5, 9... Not enough to take him down on this turn, no matter what. Because I could do, let's see, 3, 2, 5.
So many options.
9, and then 12 on this turn. So that we're not going to actually kill him on this turn. There's no way to do it. We're going to attack with him.
Mind if I roll knee?
My shield for Argus.
Minion already attacked.
And we should have actually waited
Here we go.
for after doing that before I did what I just did, but such is life. We're actually, I do have enough mana to put the Deadly Poison on there, but I'm not going to. I do want to hide the lethal in case he might affect his play if he knows it's coming. At this point, he thinks that I have almost lethal, but you know, he might think he has an extra turn. Alright, so the one minion that I wouldn't have minded dying is the one that survived. That seems very reasonable with my current spat of luck. So let's think what we have here. I have 3 damage, which I'm going to do no matter what, so I'm just going to attack him with it now. That leaves 12 health. I can do 4, 6, 8, 9 damage more to him this turn. So,
Here we
I'm going to go ahead and attack him for the 1.
This guy's toast.
Job done.
So now he's down to 9. He's probably going to armor up next turn, but I just kind of want to slowly whittle him away. I have 1 card left in my hand, of course, the Argent Commander. That's my trump card. He doesn't know I have that. He probably thinks that because I used an Argent Commander before, that I've pretty much got everything that I am going to get. And I'm kind of glad that I didn't play it now, because what he has in his hand right now, you know, he has a little more than I do. And he was able to draw and give himself a little bit of armor. I imagine he is going to kill Loot Hoarder here. I can't see any reason why he wouldn't. So either way, I'm going to attack him next turn if he doesn't. So, but that is pretty much the kiss of death that he just did, and he had no idea that he did it. So I think that's actually game. I can't believe that I just drew that. That's incredibly lucky.
Here we go. I can't do it.
So that's game.
Well played.
Ragnaros was an incredible draw. I was going to be pretty close anyway. I might have actually been able to kill him with Eviscerate and everything else that I had drawn as well. But Ragnaros, of course, was the icing on the cake. Being able to do 8 damage in a single turn was pretty much as good as it was going to get. So that's going to be it for this episode. You know, kind of a wishy-washy affair. Like most of my episodes so far, it's 1 win in, 1 win out, and I kind of stay exactly where I am rank-wise. So my journey to Legendary has been a little bit slower than I would want it to be. That being said, we're going to keep plugging away, and hopefully we can make a little bit of progress. If I can get up to level 11 or even 10, I will feel like I've made success this time around. And once I get into like the single digits, I might focus on like 1 or 2 decks at most, rather than swapping around like I am right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. That's going to be it, and keep watching until next time.